I'm Jared Garland.
I'm Maya Renfro.
And we are somehow Atoka Chase.
Yes, we find ourselves here in this position.
It was about a year and a half ago last March. Maya gave me her dad's college banjo and said, hey, you should try playing this thing. And 2 weeks later, we had a couple songs and said, let's just start playing shows, and did open mics and stuff.
Started as a seeming folk band just because he was starting out on banjo, and then I was like, well, I need to give myself something hard too. So then I went back and started playing violin again, which I hadn't played in 3 years.
Yeah, it was
so
a
then
band
we were
of,
both playing
band of
instruments
who
we didn't know how to play.
Don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, we could write songs, but we didn't know how to play those instruments. So it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so we made the Bitter End EP. We just took these songs that we'd been playing live, stuck a microphone in the corner of our bedroom, and just played the songs into it, and then made them. So it's been 6 songs that have been like the kind of foundation for what our sound was. And since that first recording, not this past August, but the August before, we are now on the 7.0 version. Every couple months we get really fed up with the old ones and say, we can play those better. So
yeah,
we
so
just
we're constantly
re-recording.
And
So
sometimes we'll see somebody that had it before and we'll be like, you should just have this new one.
yeah, we'll just give them some new ones. So
Yeah.
they're like
So there's so many
7 different
different
copies
circulating.
and hundreds of different versions. Well, 7 different versions, but hundreds of different copies floating around the world. And we never know who has what and what impression of us. Really slow, old sway, or now with the drum and fast back and forth. It's definitely changed over time.
And I was actually going to mention, I also got partial degree in computer music too, and that's something that is going to slowly creep its way.
Yeah. Trying to work
into-
in weird things.
Yeah, because we started out with the first Bitter NDP. It's very folk oriented. We thought we were an old-timey band, and we actually even used to dress differently.
Yeah, wore vests and night dress
Vests.
shoes, and there was a whole thing, button-up
Yeah.
shirts, and then it's like, why don't we just wear
We're
the
like,
things
why
we're
are
comfortable
we
in?
doing this? We
Like,
don't
I
wear
haven't
these
washed my pants in
things.
2 weeks. I can wear those.
Yeah.
So, one thing, I'm trying to work it in. We've been aiming towards it on the new album, where things got a lot heavier, and there's a lot more going on and a lot more additional sounds besides what we do as just the duo. So I would someday, I want to lead it towards dark gospel.
Yes.
I just want to, but right now we're calling it dark ambient folk.
Yes.
Called it Devil Grass for a while.
And
but
that wasn't really apt.
Yeah.
Although it did get us some fans.
Yeah,
They also lost us some fans.
yeah, there was one
Without
show.
all the references to the devil.
Yeah, we realized we had too many songs that say devil in them, and it didn't work in a lot of places. We needed a new motif to
Yeah,
run
we're
with.
paying homage to the devil of the blues, the southern devil who lurks at the crossroads and barters for your soul with some skill sets that you might be able to utilize, like playing
chopsticks.
music. Chopsticks.
Using chopsticks.
Oh, I'm
That's-
thinking
I
like
would-
chopsticks on the
yeah,
piano.
I'd
Like,
sell my soul to know how to
yeah,
use
he
chopsticks
can play
properly.
chopsticks really well.
So yeah, I think dark ambient folk, dark gospel is where I want to take it. I want to get some more. I just want something bigger there. I want like a sound that's like, whether it's like more people singing with us, like with friends, or like when we record stuff like that. Soundscape wise, I don't know. We just want to be just weirder. We've done so much where we began in what we thought was a very traditional folk realm, and it's kind of stuck to that. We still have the roots in there, but we realized that we both listen to a lot of really ambient music that has a lot of, there's like room to the music. There's lots of air and hollowness in them, and I'd like to see that sound just bigger and heavier, but still keeping, like, I don't know, like I like really bluesy slow stuff, and with the banjo I've been doing a lot of fast pace, what felt like the right thing to do. So it's really nice when we can like pull back and just get slow and heavy and have room and breath to all the songs.
I think I definitely enjoy when we're doing slow rocking jams, per se. Another way in which I want it to grow is in college I was really obsessed with this program called Max MSP/Jitter and took some classes in that. And it's this visual programming language where you basically can connect any two functions. So you could connect like a camera to your guitar, and it could send visual input and then create these displays behind your music that are affected by the sound. And I want to do something with animation and having that interactive with our music, so having animations behind. So more on the visual element. And then also, personally, I just feel like that is an area of music that is very fresh and very much in development, and just the embryo of electronic music right now. To me, that's some of the most inspiring music, and also the least appropriative, in the sense that like computers just exist for everyone of every culture to use, and they've come out of like they don't have any preconceived notions of how they can be used and how electronic music can come out of it. So of course there's the effect of our culture on what we would create, but I just feel like there's a lot of room to breathe, and exploring the realm between sonic landscapes and music is really fascinating to me. So like introducing more samples or creating songs that would also have noises inside of them. I don't know, that's a very convoluted
I get a
answer,
real
but
giddy feeling when we play shows, and I've got the suitcase going and it's doing its thing, but then the sound engineer has set it up so that there's just concussive whoop coming from like the speakers, because there's a sub, and just whenever I hear a piece of crap suitcase turned into like a full-bodied, like not dubsteppy but just like a wub boom, it's like, oh, this can be achieved. And I've always had like I love hip-hop beats, so it'd be really fun, like sometimes just like work in weird stuff, like take our songs and remix them and do weird things to them. Like, so the folk band that plays banjo and violin wants to do weird electronic stuff, and it's like,
so who knows if it'll be another project or if it'll be us, but I like the idea that Atoka Chase can...
I don't know. I think you can only write so much of the same material without feeling like, oh, I'm just repeating history because this is what works. So we're just
Or this is what has come to me through what I listen to. Yeah. The fact that, you know, I very much believe that it's difficult to transcend those chord patterns that you listen to and have grown up with, and that to me is what is very invigorating about electronic music, is that you can distort those essentially pre-programmed mind structures through randomness. That's the real exciting element that you can introduce with the electronic music, for me, is that you can take inputs that are unexpected, that are just going to distort your music in ways that you personally could not have comprehended that it could go.
Whatever we want to do, we have to be able to replicate it live. So it would be cool to record and do weird things, but I'd really be like, how can we implement this into a show? Like, if we're going to do weird electronic stuff, if we're going to add visual aids to this, like if we're going to have something connected to a projector and turn one of our images into something that interacts with the music, how can we make sure it's like a live thing? And I'm all about like making weird stuff happen as long as like we can control it. Like, it's always fun to have like a team doing stuff, but it's like, how much can we do with hands and feet? Hands, feet, and elbows and bumping things. It's like, let's try and figure out how to make weird things happen with just two of us there. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of experimenting and doing weird things.